And I'm going like straight Harry Dunn from Dumb and Dumber, like my feet are up, and I'm like, ah! You know. But some guy in the crowd overheard that I have my contact. So he gets his contact kit out, and he comes into the bathroom. Yeah, you're all right. And then has no idea what he's about to see, and it's just a catastrophe. All right, so welcome back to Referee Roulette. I'm Eric Bowe. To my right, we have Danny Falcone and my emotional support badger, Michael Bevilacqua.
That would be me. What's up, people?
Bevy the badger.
Bevy the badger. Bevy the emotional support badger. We have to get t-shirts made with that logo.
Oh, dude,
we should wear them. People have no idea what you're talking about. But go ahead.
No, they will. Ultimately,
we'll get into it.
They'll definitely be.
Actually, so when I was talking to you at the rail the other day, like what do referee? Because you brought up how bad you felt after the lacrosse game you did. What do referees do when they have to go to the bathroom? Like we don't get subs, right?
No.
You think guys wear diapers? I know it's like the rush to halftime or like the end of the game, but like you ever have any like horror like bathroom
Are you
stories
saying,
like middle of the field somewhere?
Believe it or not,
Are
no.
you saying like depends kind of a situation?
Athletic depends.
Well, I'm saying like okay, so like let's like so in all seriousness, right?
You're
You're on a field, you're in a court, big game, right? You get a little tingle.
I try to not listen to the tingle,
Nothing?
and I'm hoping halftime gets there soon,
Yeah.
especially in soccer.
You ever like leave a game mid game?
During the game?
Mm-hmm.
No.
I got a great out for you because I've used this.
I've been very fortunate that I've never had to do that.
So I made the mistake when I was younger. One night I was up late, and this is like the CYO stuff on the weekends, but I'm up late on a Friday night, and I had a bunch of wine with my wife, right? So you got a 9 a.m. tip Saturday morning.
Nice.
Right? No food.
Yeah.
A little bit of coffee. So you're on the court, mid first quarter, start of the second quarter. You can just hear the swirling.
Yes.
And you're like,
It's like the surf at the beach.
yeah.
Now, what's the scientific term or borborygmi? Borborygmi. Stomach noise.
Really?
Yes.
We'll have to
Because
look
it
that
goes
up.
more.
I don't know.
They just named it after
While
the
you're
sound?
speaking, I will look it
I
up.
should look it up.
We'll have to look that up.
So
George Carlin speaks of this.
So
I'm
look,
just telling you.
I'm having a full blown panic attack because I'm trying to like not call fouls that don't matter, you know. But of course it's CYOC or whatever. So I stop the game. I go up to my partner, and we're talking like DEFCON level 4 diarrhea is about to come out of me. Like it's bad. Like it's absolutely
Wars are
horrendous.
going to start. Here we go.
And I go, I need you to look in my eye as hard as you can. Just like look like you're really intently. I'm like, I'm going to go to the bathroom, and you're going to tell the coach that I lost my contact.
Okay.
So I can get myself like 4 or 5 minutes here. And I'll come
like
back and I'll
that.
finish the game.
I like that.
The problem is, he goes to the coach and tells him that, and I'm like running in, and I'm going like straight Harry Dunn from Dumb and Dumber, like my feet are up, and I'm like, ah! You know. But some guy in the crowd overheard that I have my contact, so he gets his contact kit out, and he comes into the bathroom. Yeah, you're all right, and then has no idea what he's about to see, and it's just a catastrophe.
Or here.
Yeah, over here. So it's an absolute murder. It's horrible. And I'm like, okay, so now I know my partner knows, this guy knows, and like, is he going to go out and rat me out, and is it going to go whisper down the lane?
I
Right?
would.
So,
no doubt.
I would.
Oh, no doubt.
well, no, luckily enough, I walk out, I'm like, you know, I'm getting back on the court, and look over to him, and we have the gentleman's like, got you. But I have used the contact excuse twice. It has gotten me out of 2 horrendous situations.
I will put that down. I will mark that down. In case I
Stomach
need
noise
it.
is borborygmi.
Borborygmi.
Borborygmi. Yes.
Got
You
it.
can look it up. I just did. I have it, so I'll send it to
I guess you guys never thought you would learn stuff outside the basketball, soccer,
you gotta tell 'em about
football
your
world.
No,
I thought you had more of a story than that. You were like very animated about that the other night.
I've got a couple of them.
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, why don't you go with that?
Rave
And then
on,
we'll,
McDuff.
We'll see what he's got because I know he's got something.
Well, he just did, tell the car story. The
Yeah, I was
lacrosse.
going to say like after.
We're gonna find out whose Escalade that was.
What story?
Well, from
Your lacrosse match.
Yeah,
You're-
lacrosse from the other day. You
Oh, well.
you don't think we're going to forget these things, do you?
So, not to tell tales out of school, but I had a lacrosse game last week, and I also had a basketball banquet right after that. And needless to say, it was quite cold that day, and I walked several miles to and from my car, and I got changed in my car to go to the banquet. And I have an Escalade the size of a small, I don't know, Land Cruiser, tank, whatever, and I got to go to the bathroom, and there's no facilities around.
Not close by, that's for sure. And I was down there.
So
I know what he's saying.
I opened the back door, and I got the cover of the Escalade on my left. I take care of business. The water was running.
So you were between two vehicles, and you opened one of your side doors.
Correct.
So you kind of had like a.
I had cover in the front.
Yeah. Okay. Front cover.
I had front coverage. I had side coverage.
Yeah, because you had the other vehicle. So front.
Back coverage, not so much, but I was okay. I was okay with that.
Now, did you go towards your door?
Yes.
Okay. Now.
I actually was kind of like at a 45.
Did you use a container, or did you just go straight?
That would be a negative. That'd be a large negative.
This is a cement parking lot or grass parking lot?
Blacktop.
That's even better.
You left telltale signs.
I did. I left lots of DNA.
And somebody was going to open their door and have to step over your piss to get into their vehicle.
Sometimes you have to do that.
Oh my gosh.
Sometimes you have to do that.
Oh, that's crazy.
When you got to go, you got to go. It doesn't matter where you're at.
Oh, that is crazy. Oh, you want me to go into the tent?
The Escalade.
Yeah, because yours is the best. Your backup solution is amazing.
Well,
What's the name of it? The PP tent? The PPTP?
It's the
Now you're talking.
It's the green whatever. I can't remember because I didn't use
The green Komodo.
I have pictures of it though, but I'm telling you, it's the coolest thing. So anyway, at the Eagles tailgates that Sam and they go to, right? So I went down there for a tailgate the one time before the game, and I had to go to the bathroom. So instead of they came up with this, instead of standing in line like all the other knuckleheads use the Johnny on the spots or whatever you want to call them.
Love the smell there. Did you ever do one at a NASCAR race?
No.
That'll be for another day.
Yeah, that will be for another day. That's another layer to him. Ice hockey and NASCAR. But I would try that. I would definitely try that. But they goes, no. See that green tent right there? It's like looks like a kind of a mini pyramid kind of a thing. So you go in there and they have toilet paper. They've got a bucket, plastic bags, and you can take a dump, you can pee, you can do whatever you want.
Sounds like ice fishing.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But it's big enough to do that. So I actually got one of them for a Christmas present. So now, if I'm at football and like you're at 6 hours and you really need to go and you got to get changed, well, so what? You pop this thing up. It's one of those things. It's like you can just take it and pop it open. It just takes 30 seconds.
Just whip it out.
Yeah. So you jump in, you do your business if you want to. You get changed. You can take a shower in there. Just a little bottle of water, pour it over. You're done. Boom. And everybody's like, oh, that's great. Oh, I want to try that one of these days. But it's pretty cool. I'll actually bring it in here one.
Is that kind of like a cheap hotel, like no ballroom? Did you have enough ballroom?
Well, there's plenty of room. You could actually get laid in this thing if you really wanted to. I mean, if you just
Would love to know who would succumb to such.
Listen, you think at the Eagles tailgates, you don't think anybody's taking advantage of that kind of situation?
I'm trying to visualize this thing. You're a big dude, man. How do you get two people in there?
It's big.
She's a 2 at 10 and a 10 at 2, right? So, anything's possible.
Oh, jeez.
Oh man. So, what was the other one? So I can rat out my one buddy. I won't use this name, but he said he was telling me this story from we took Taekwondo in back in the day, and we were teenagers or whatever. So we used to go and compete in competitions and whatnot at different places around the area, but even out of state sometimes. So we were at the YWCA in Norristown, like right across the street from St. Pat's Church. And my buddy, we were all warming up and getting ready to do our things, and he sharted before going out there. Mind you, we have white outfits on. We've got our the pants and the whole thing, right?
I think we call that a gi.
I don't remember it being called that, but that's
It's a
okay.
gi.
Whatever. Is that what they called it in South? Is that what they called in South Philly?
It's a Borgle duty or whatever the hell they call the stomach noises.
I didn't take it in South Philly. I took it after I got married.
Hey!
Oh, a
What's up, Connor?
Yeah, there we go. So, but anyway, so he has to run into the bathroom like we're warming up. He goes in, comes out, and we didn't know, but he went commando at that point. Like he had taken his underwear and just threw it into the trash.
Wait a minute. Taekwondo Commando?
Taekwondo commando. Yeah,
That's a concept.
yeah.
I like that. They kick high.
But he waited 25 years to tell me the story. I didn't even know
Wow.
but it came up. It
So
just
a whole lot of shaking going on.
that's your boy that owns that sports bar down there in King of Prussia that you have to meet yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a good story. We'll have to bring that up one of these days.
I know who you're talking about.
Right, you do.
He's got a good sandwich.
He does have a good sandwich.
Good sandwich,
But
yeah.
he's gourmet-ish like you. He's a foodie,
He's a foodie, yeah.
without a doubt. I don't know about Ebo over here, but
I'm like a scrambled eggs, cheesesteak kind of guy. Like just scrambled eggs for breakfast, cheesesteak, whatever. I don't need any gourmet.
and the grungy coffee.
And dirt coffee.
Wait,
Like day old, like
there's a reason I'm bringing this up.
Ooh.
He's on another level when it comes to coffee.
when I go to a diner, I want like, oh, we'll put a fresh pot on. No, I want the sludge. Like whatever's been sitting there. I want to feel like a man for like 15 minutes.
Is that
So-
like 10 weight 40 motor oil or what?
Yeah, oh, it's great. Like it's almost like the best part is when you have the syrup for the pancakes next to your coffee mug and you can't tell which one's the coffee. That's right up my alley.
You've achieved nirvana.
You've achieved it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I like that.
Which is probably why I have all my gastrointestinal issues when I'm refereeing basketball.
You think?
Borborygmi.
Borborygmi.
There you go. See?
The word of the day.
It totally works its way in.
Remember Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh god! No, but like that's the thing about like the Saturday reffing is like, you know, what's available to you on the road. So you're probably drinking, you're getting a lick on for. Well, maybe you guys aren't, but like I would put a lick on Friday night because it's my Friday. But then you're showing up at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. The stuff that you have to do between. I would put down like a half a bottle of Pepto-Bismol. I'm trying to chemically stopper my body.
What, in the morning?
Oh yeah, it's horrible.
With the grungy coffee?
Yeah, so I can't.
Ew.
and
You
I-
think maybe you shouldn't drink the coffee?
maybe I probably shouldn't do any of that. I should have like a banana or something like
wait a
oatmeal
minute,
or something that
Are
would
you,
just like
are you using
sop
that
it up.
instead of creamer, like pink nastiness in your coffee? Or are you like taking a slug of that and you're doing
You
the
know what?
coffee with it?
I never thought about trying that.
Oh my god, how are you gonna do it?
You strike me as like those frou-frou creamer type guys.
What, with
No.
the grungy coffee?
No,
Yeah.
black.
Oh, yeah. You got to soup it up.
No, black.
Just black?
Black.
No sugar?
The darker the better.
I'm not going to repeat. I'm not going to do that.
No, we're not going there.
Oh, you didn't want to fall into the trap?
No.
Come
We're
on,
not
man.
going there.
That's
But-
a total segue. You could have just taken the segue.
No, but prior to sharing the contact story, there was a guy that I ref with a lot, like repeatedly on Saturday mornings, and I remember approaching him because we had a 3-game set. First game, and I'm just all gurgly, and I'm like,
Right.
I can't wait to get the hell out of here. I need to go to a diner. I'm still probably sweating it out. It's bad. And we have a middle game forfeit, so we have an hour. So I'm like, let's go quick, get something to eat, and come back. So we're sitting there, and he's like, you look like death warmed over. I'm like, bro, I'm struggling. Like I'm on Pepto, Tylenol, Advil, like
Do you
everything.
have it in a holster or what?
It's like
Pepto,
a
you have, like, right
it's like
there?
a bat. It's like a bat belt. Like
Got
I
it.
have like the Batarang, like the Pepto-Rang.
Cool, man.
Yeah. So, and my brother will appreciate this. I've always said to him with Pepto-Bismol, dosage is just a suggestion. Like you just drink it
Oh,
until you
absolutely.
feel better.
Absolutely.
I know. Don't do this. I'm not a doctor, but I'm just that's
Stayed
my-
at a Holiday Inn,
Yeah,
though, but that's
yeah, but he goes, he's like, what's, you know, I'm like, well, he's like, well, you know what you should do? And I'm like, no, what? He goes, you want some security? Ass naps. Like in my eyes, ass naps. And I'm like, the hell are you talking about? He goes, well, you know, you're having a rough morning from the night before, and there could be some leakage. You just stuff some napkins up your ass, and you're good. And you can just change it. I swear to, like, stone serious.
I remember who you mentioned before too.
And I'm like, so now I've worked with him a lot, and we've gone to the bar a lot on Friday nights. I'm thinking every Saturday morning, you're stuffing your ass with napkins.
Absolutely. Whatever it takes to get through it.
How do we market this? Is this a thing?
an ass snap?
Is it just me and him?
It's just I don't know. We'll have to consult with our producer to see what that, like what kind
What
of
we could
ideas,
do.
how we can monetize all that. Yeah.
I think it's brawny.
We have to go
We have to
broad.
call it's called brawny.
Brian Anton.
Oh. Jeez.
Actually, you know what? Let's get back to that for a second. I want to go to the coffee Pepto thing. So while you're on your way to basketball after putting a load on the night before,
Yeah.
and you're driving silently
In my car.
in your car,
Mm-hmm.
you're throwing down Pepto and coffee.
Now, I'm not talking with those mornings. I'm not telling myself stories about how to interact with coaches. I'm trying to convince my body to not vomit or shit while I'm driving.
So you're trying to talk your body out of it.
I'm trying to convince myself that
You're
it's
trying to
going to
get
be
it, like-
okay.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have an accident on the floor, and we're not going to embarrass ourselves. And I'm sure there's a trash can close by. Like I go in, I'm like, hey, trash can there, trash can there.
We're good,
All right,
we're good.
Oh, you got the lay of the land.
Yeah,
Now you know why he needs an emotional badger.
I'm a walking
That would be me.
IBS commercial.
And this is like a King of Prussia thing, right? Where like,
Oh, yeah.
if you're on court 5,
And
you
there's
know
nothing
you're
worse.
screwed.
There's nothing worse when like you're running in and like it's just a catastrophe. Like somebody
You're running in, like-
helicoptered in this one. Someone decided they were going to squat and shoot, and you got to like contend with that. And there's no safe haven for us. We should have like our own special. I'm telling you.
Well, now that I know what you're like, I don't even want to have just officials' bathrooms because I know what we'll run into. I definitely don't want to do
Can
that.
you even imagine?
No, I don't want to do that. Not even on a dare.
I think the moral of the story is if I just didn't drink the night before, I don't have to worry about
There
it.
you go.
Well, what fun would that be?
So does that help you officiate that next day?
I think I have it backwards.
Okay.
I think I should be drinking after the day to
Okay.
relieve the stress. It just causes more stress, and then I'm really on edge.
Because all you're worried about is I can't make that call because I might have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, there's nothing worse than like you look at like it's a minute, and you're like, okay, I can do this, and then your partner has to call a foul that didn't make any sense, and then
that's the
explain it, and you're doing the potty dance like on the baseline, like, 2 shots, yeah, nothing worse.
That's like my wife before dinner. How much time's left in the game? 2 minutes. She goes, oh, that'll be a half hour.
No, there's for me my
That's
big.
never happened.
Wait, what's the potty dance look like again?
No, I'm telling you, it's not fun. It's not fun.
That's a great one.
It's not fun.
Wow.
He's like forcing the fair. Get on the line.
I'm actually having
Get on
some.
the line.
Get on the line.
Shoot that now.
Shoot now.
Shoot it.
We'll be shooting 2.
Boom. Let's go.
Oh, boom.
No dilly dally.
Yeah.
We have a violation.
Shoot it.
Well, I stop reffing. I stop reffing and start coaching. Get your hands off. Get your hands off. Move over there. Let her go. Let her shoot it. Like, just, and then whistle. Here, I'm gone. It's like a white and black streak of lightning heading to the bathroom.
That's it.
No, wait. Is it a Todd kind of run? Our buddy.
I don't touch the ground, Dan. Like it's like a streak.
It's a
there's
streak?
you don't hear a squeak of
Wait
my
a minute. How
shoes.
can you streak like that? You probably leak the whole way to the bathroom if you do it that way. Don't you have to do the half, the tight
It's
cheek
called the
run?
clench and sprint.
That's it.
The
Clench
what?
and sprint.
Clench.
Clench
sprint.
and sprint.
Yeah, there's a little bit of praying in there.
He's tight, man. He's tight. He's tight. It's good to go.
What would they call this in South Philly?
Not good.
Wait a minute. That's
Not
a
good.
great question. What would they do in South? To just go pee on the side of the building or what?
I
mean, guys had it. They had.
Once summer started in South Philly, we never went in the house. So the alley was the world was our cesspool. We didn't have grass. We had alleys.
They had alleys next to the basketball courts.
We had trees if you were there at the park.
In South Philly?
Yeah, there was a couple.
Where?
Not many. 13th and Oregon.
I'm even trying to picture
We
that.
had a steak place across, and we had
Wait a
a
minute.
water ice
So
place.
you got Geno's and you
No, we
got
don't, Gene. We weren't there.
Pat's, right? And then they had that park
Yeah,
right there.
that's over there, yeah.
Is that Fugazi?
Yeah.
That's
But
that's
everybody peed
yeah.
against
Everybody
the
pee
tree.
wherever. So in the
matter.
middle of summer when it got really hot, did it,
Who
like,
cares?
was the
We don't have to
stench-
smell it. We're peeing and we're going back on the court.
Was there like an aroma of your
Probably.
We don't have to smell
floating
it.
through the air?
Dude,
We
just
didn't
drive
have to
past
smell it.
We
Jersey.
didn't have to smell it. That was for the people walking their dogs. We didn't worry about that. We didn't worry about that.
The dogs thought you were like marking your territory.
That's it. I was marking my territory.
Jesus
Come here, Fido. We'll hang out.
Oh my God.
Meanwhile, back on court 3.
Yeah. And I can eat too. Like it's crazy. On the days where I'm not drinking, I can eat while I'm reffing. Like I can in between games, I can put down a hot dog.
Yeah, you're one of those guys. I
I
never
couldn't
do
do
that because every time I
Which
do,
is weird because in those games I had no issues. Maybe I should start my deal for the hot dog.
Hey, what kind of dog though?
Put that in a holster.
Like a Suprette's
just whip
or
it
a
out, man.
Nathan's all beef. Kosher.
It's got to be all beef.
All beef.
Nathan's?
No pork. Pork and chicken's like for losers.
Nathan's?
Nathan's.
Yeah.
You have to answer to a higher authority.
That's right.
It's not Nathan's.
Isn't it?
That's Hebrew National.
Oh, Hebrew National, yeah. One of those. I don't eat a lot of hot dogs. I really don't.
Oh, I know, Mr. Foodie.
Well, like seriously, think about it though. Every venue you go to, it's like
Chick-fil-A.
well,
Bad pizza.
before
Bad
competitive
pizza.
edge. Before that, it was like hot dogs, coffee in a percolator,
Popcorn, maybe.
Gatorades, and some chips. That's every concession stand ever.
I don't call them hot dogs anymore.
What?
I call them glizzies.
Oh Jesus,
Wait, what?
glizzies.
Really?
What is
Let me get
that?
the glizzy.
Why'd they call it that?
Yeah, I know. I watch a lot of social media.
Glizzy master here.
Glizzies.
Yeah, glizzies.
Lizzie's.
So no, I know what it is. That's a younger guy thing. So
That's a
of course
younger
we're gonna
guy
get
thing,
harassed
yeah.
about this later on. I'm gonna have to look that
I don't
up.
get that excited about hot dogs.
Glizzy.
They had a. It's amazing how they went from
Don't hurt
bathrooms to
yourself.
food.
We're definitely gonna break him. Yes.
Maybe.
His cheeks are already hurting.
We're up at the convention. I was with Marlon. We're up at the convention, and they had a segment for eating on the run, like how to eat healthy on the run. And he's like, "Oh, I'm really interested in doing that." And
Of
I'm like,
course he would,
I'm
because
not.
he's freaking God.
"Just give me a hamburger and let's roll."
Yeah.
Which is probably why I end up looking like this.
Say no. Just say no.
Just say
I don't know. Give me a hot dog any day of the week.
Let's talk about the fact that how often we get rid of games because we really don't want to.
Or what we talked about in a prior episode. It's just like you're afraid
Yes.
because you could get blacklisted.
Chastised.
Yeah.
You could be that number one guy that when someone gets off a game, you're the guy that gets the call.
Right.
And that now could go away if you start giving too many of those games back. That's the world we live in. You know, we want to work, we want to get games.
So
And
hungover, sick, doesn't matter. We're showing up. We're just muscling through it.
how about injuries that we don't tell anybody about? We show up and, oh, that guy's got his ankle tape, that guy's got this tape, that guy's got that tape. We don't give games back. We just work through the pain.
Yeah.
And it gets incrementally worse as the season goes on because we're reffing every night. There's not many nights we get off, especially in basketball.
That's a good point because like during the season, you really can't. And like you try to do anything you can to prevent from getting injured.
Absolutely.
If you are, you got to work through it because you already have your schedule.
Yep.
And this is like the high school games and like the school games that count. The weekend stuff, yeah, you could probably give some of that back if you needed to like kind of recover in between, but we never do.
Yeah.
You know,
During COVID, one of my assigners had 2 guys that had heart attacks. 10 people that were out on COVID-related stuff, and 1 guy that had a knee injury. And each trying to fill games.
And a lot of guys chose not to work.
And a lot of guys chose that they didn't want to work through COVID.
we know those guys.
Yeah. So it's I
Technically, I
wouldn't want to be
I
an
was
assigner.
retired.
Let's put it that way. It's not an easy job.
Technically, I was retired.
And everybody was miserable then. You'd think they would be happy. No, wait. Todd was happy because remember when we first started, we had to wear masks, which was a nightmare.
And he had the Antifa look, right?
Antifa Todd.
No, there's nothing better than Phil's mask, man. Like he had this droopy thing with the whistle was like down here, and he'd blow.
Was it in the sack?
Yes.
That special sack where the whistle sack was?
And he'd blow the whistle for a foul and go.
My least favorite thing of all time.
You're just like, this is not where we should be right now.
You know what was
wait,
worse?
you had Phil Haddad?
Yeah.
Again?
How about the balls that just you had to squeeze to make the sound?
Oh yeah. Or the
I'm
electronic.
squeezing it 14 times before anybody hears it. Horrible invention. Horrible invention.
I actually got it down to a science. When you do your preliminary mechanic, I squeeze at the top of my
Oh, that's
valve.
good, yeah.
Yeah, it worked.
What was that?
I'm not very
the
coordinated. I
whistle
don't
at the
think I
top
could
of
do
the-
that.
You went, is that what you just said? You went,
Squeeze.
this is too
I didn't say squeeze. I'm just trying to emulate the sound.
It certainly sounded like you said squeeze. So.
No, he did.
I said squeeze.
I got it. It was
Just like
good. It was
just
good.
like Bortle Doodly or whatever the hell we were talking about earlier.
Borborigny?
Who?
Are we
That
really
one,
going to
yeah.
go back to that?
just
You're
need-
already talking about sharding.
I'm always trying to
pooping,
expand.
ass naps. Like what else? Dude, isn't all in his coffee?
I
The mud coffee.
the mud coffee.
Schmitz.
yeah. Schmitz beer,
Look it up.
hot dogs.
It's a local thing.
Do you like relish?
Schmitz.
Pickle relish?
Yeah.
Not on a hot dog.
Ketchup or mustard?
Both.
Ooh. I don't know.
Hoagie spread on a grizzy. What is it called?
Glizzy.
Glizzy. Hoagie spread.
What's hoagie spread?
It's what you would put on a hoagie. It's like kind of like hot peppers, but it's cut up and it's like
What's that? What do you call thing you get in Norristown?
Zep.
a zep.
That I've never had.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a crime.
You put-
shame.
that's what you
Now
put.
see, have you got? I don't know if you've ever had a Zep.
Wait a minute. You know what a zep
Never
is?
had a Zep.
Schmitz. Go ahead. We need it.
Did you look
we
up
need help with the
Schmitz?
Schmitz.
I did. So I'm going to read you what's on their website. It says Schmitz of Philadelphia beer, founded by Christian Schmidt in 1860. Schmitz of Philadelphia is a frothy golden riot in a beer can.
Frothy.
That makes sense for me.
Golden.
There's
Riot
a person
in beer
who
can.
writes for a living. Yes. They tried to make that beer sound good.
And by the way, Schmitz sponsored the Phillies
Yeah.
forever.
Absolutely.
Especially at the vet and whatever else.
I'm starting to feel bad
Or
about
even further back.
The Flyers had
Schmitz.
Schaefer. Schaefer is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
These guys are like, what?
You don't remember Schaefer?
No.
All right.
You know
I'm
what?
40, I'm 42 years old.
That's true.
How many times you got to tell us that?
I don't know.
We understand. You're younger than us. We get it.
Yeah. Poor Brigny.
How long you been referee?
22 years.
Wow. You remember all of them?
7,000 games.
Really? You counted them?
Yeah, well, between 6,000 and 7,000 games.
It's got to be a guesstimate.
Well, no, because I went back. So when Arbiter first came out, I went back and I counted up all of my money games, like the rec, the travel, whatever. And I did 110 games in January. And
Impossible.
So
Impossible.
No.
we were doing
true.
10 games a Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, that's true.
20 games a
Yeah.
weekend.
It does add up.
Plus
That's
the week. I'm telling you, before the 3-game thing on a Saturday,
Seriously.
we were doing. It was you had to have had a 100-game month at some point.
Yeah.
We were 60 guys in the chapter. We were doing everything. So I had
There's no one else to do it.
I had at least a decade like that where I was doing 100 games December, January, February, working all of the AAU in the
Right.
spring, doing summer leagues, men's leagues on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Friday nights. I was working almost every night of the week for a decade, and I got 12 more years on top of that where I kind of tempered down. It's like
Huh?
6,000 games, 7,000 games.
Yeah.
You are a high volume official.
I was.
That's, you know what? That's some serious whoring, though.
Oh,
That's
That's-
officiating whoring.
I would
That's
say
good.
that's the echelon elite.
I've
yeah.
made $210,000 officiating basketball.
That does not sound unreasonable.
Name that too.
What do you say that in Italian? Puttana?
Putan.
Yeah.
Puttana.
Like the
Puttana.
puttanesca sauce.
Puttanesca.
Made by the whores.
You guys are learning so much. They're looking this stuff up.
My mother's going to see
He's
this
already
show.
like,
She's
what
going to
was
be like, I'm
that?
so disappointed in
Puttanesca?
you.
Made by the whores, man. The sauce of the whores.
That's the absolute truth, man.
I think I got my last state game this year.
See, you should have worked Brady a little bit better for
Yeah.
some of this stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll happen on its own.
Did you guys, did either one of you watch any of the game last night?
No, I went up. So my brother's
PIAA finals, the state finals. It all ended.
I went up to watch my brother
yesterday.
coach.
It's done.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's all over.
I watched
Now
5
we're doing
minutes,
lacrosse.
last 5 minutes of the Parkland game.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah, I went up to support my brother. He coached in the 4A final, and then that was it.
Oh yeah, that's right. They got spanked. It's a shame.
Well, it was a combination of two things. You have the imbalancing of the bracket because the one side had some injuries and whatever, and the other side. I mean, you had freshmen, sophomores versus all seniors, and the seniors were all repeating champions. First quarter was super competitive, and then the game kind of got a little bit like this. The veteran presence took over, so it looked bad on the scoreboard, but they still got to the state final.
So-
it's a pretty major accomplishment.
No problem.
What are your thoughts on the differences between the way PIAA does their state championships as opposed to New Jersey? Because New Jersey, they have group states, and they also separate the public schools from the privates and the Catholics.
Yeah, there was a stat I read on X while I was in the stadium because there was obviously some live things coming in based on. I was watching Lancaster Catholic play Westmont, I think it was, And on the girls' side, they've had some public schools win in some of the different divisions. But on the boys, until this year,
I think Black Hawk, which is out in that Pittsburgh area,
that was yes,
they're a very dominant program.
yeah.
Very
So
dominant.
on the boys' side, in 25 years, excluding the COVID years, in 25 years of the PIAA having a state tournament, all 6 conferences have been won by a private or a charter school for 25 years.
Yeah.
Until I think this year.
And the whole idea behind charter schools.
Central York won.
Yes.
So their public school won this year.
They pulled that.
Yeah.
The whole idea behind charter schools were that they were supposed to be granted a charter from the district that was giving it to them. But those kids were supposed to play for the main high school.
But
And then it got so big.
Go to the school with the charter and play for your high school?
Correct. But it got so big that now all these charter schools have their own sports programs. They have their own buses. They bus their own kids. I mean, it totally took. I'm sure PIAA is sitting there going, "This is not really what we were looking to have happen."
They've been dominating all goal.
Yeah.
Math, civics, and science, which was good for how many years? They're not in existence next year. They took their charter away from them for some various reasons.
Well, and then I hear that Imhotep, who won their 10th,
Yes.
they're being moved up a division, which just makes it easier because there's less talent in the 6A.
They should be moved up. And no offense to anyone watching this, I also believe that the Archbishop Wood girls should move up as well. There is no competition in the level that they're playing. St. Joe's Prep
like
plays
4 years
6A.
in a
They
row.
have 800 kids in their school
Yeah.
for football. So,
Well, it's I forget. So it was 25. Well, that's when they pulled the trigger and pulled the District 12 back in. It was 25 years ago.
remember, they didn't play PIAA.
Right.
Wasn't until about 2007-ish
Do you
that,
actually
that
remember
the Catholic
that, or
League
too young
actually
for
went to
that?
PIAA.
I remember. I got my certification in 01, 02. So
this
it happened like 5 years after, but I wasn't doing relevant ball. I was just doing like weekend stuff at the time.
Relevant ball.
Relevant ball, yes.
Well, stuff that you can talk about people.
I had to do.
That's a good expression, though.
We did soccer games with USSF rules for high school,
Yeah.
and I was doing one-man games in JV. And then in 2007, they basically said, LaSalle High School and St. Joe's Prep don't pay money to the diocese, so therefore we're going to screw them and we're going to put them to make everybody go PIAA. So we had to take our test in 2007 to ref soccer. Other than that, Catholic League would have stayed that way forever. They loved it. They had control over their own situation. They didn't play for a state championship, but, nonetheless, they could control their own schedule.
I mean, like as far as putting the best talent out there, they're doing the right thing. But it's the talent now is pulling to different places. It's not like it was where you had hometown, home public school pride. It's like you're getting all the talent in one area.
Well, part of that is, especially in South Philly, I don't know how it was in your area, but if you lived in a certain area, you had to go to a certain high school.
Right.
Now they did away with that. You can pretty much, as long as you provide transportation, you can go to any high school you want.
Well, so yes and no. In the public schools, yes and no. As long as there's residents in the school district, you can go to the public
Correct.
school.
Yes.
But going to a charter or a Catholic school or whatever, you can go wherever you want as long as you can
Yes.
get there. Absolutely.
You have to go into a lottery system and
Well, for the charters, you have to go to a lottery system.
yeah,
Yeah.
you hit the lottery. Unless you're one of the charter schools and they just get
Yeah.
rid of certain zip codes.
And by the way, was St. Joe's Prep a big football program when you were there?
We won the Catholic League in '77 when I was a freshman. And O'Hara is who we played. O'Hara back then had 900 kids in a class.
Did you guys play at the Vet?
I don't remember where
It wasn't even an embryo yet.
Might have been Plymouth Whitemarsh.
It wasn't an embryo yet, he says.
Sorry.
This is great.
But 77 was my freshman year, and we had actually, who played on that team? I don't know, he wasn't there yet. Who was the guy that played for the Raiders, went to Delaware?
Went to Delaware?
Gannon?
Gannon.
Oh, Rich Gannon.
He was
Oh, you
he
know
was
who that
two
is?
lockers. His locker was 2 lockers over from mine. He was a couple years younger than me.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Man, we went from
All over the place.
bathrooms to
You started with the
That's cool.
bathrooms.
that was on my mind. Telling you.
Oh, okay. So it's that point of the show where you kind of got, since you're in charge of the show today, we're breaking
Gonna
it
wrap
down.
it up?
Wrap up.
Yeah, I guess we should wrap it up. All right, so we're wrapping up today's episode. Obviously, if you like what you saw today, give us a like or follow. And if you have any topics that you want to see us talk about from the referee's perspective, please leave a comment below. Thank you.